Hi, it's Heather. I am back with a haul video for Butterfly Reflections Inc. I am currently on their summer design team, and these are the products that I received for June. Some of them are a little bit older, but the beauty of being on their design team, I get to pick some of the items that come in my monthly design team package. So I chose some items to sort of fill in the rest of my stash. So that's why you'll see some random things, I guess. But I'm really excited about it. And for instance, if you've been watching my other process videos, I've been working with the Doodlebug Design Hello collection. And I didn't get these the first time around, and I really wanted them, and I already used some of them on my last layout that I posted on Instagram. I just couldn't wait. They're so cute. I love all the enamel stickers. I guess they call them sprinkles, shape sprinkles, but they have them, I think, for pretty much every collection. And I've used other ones previously that I showed in my last haul video. The tiny hearts, which are so super cute. I've used quite a few of them. I love them. I love how small they are and colorful, and they match pretty much everything because of all the different colors. So I got these just to work with the remaining stash that I had from the Doodlebug Hello collection. And then I got some puffy stars. I've actually gotten hearts and stars from Bella Boulevard before, so these are not anything new, but I hadn't had the white, and so I just thought they would be a nice addition to my stash. I also received some more of these cute little shape sprinkles. They're so cute. They're little ice cream cones with little faces. You know, Doodlebug is known pretty much for their like sort of cutesy animated, I guess. I mean, they have a lot of their collections have little faces on them, and they are so bright and colorful. And this goes with their Sweet Summer collection. And I didn't get the rest of the collection with this package. I just got the Chit Chat embellishment pack and the shape sprinkles because there were some other items that I really wanted to get this month. Last month I received a 6x6 paper pack from I don't remember who it was from. I have to get back to you, but it had lots of bright colors and it matched this, so I didn't get their 6x6 paper pad, and I might go back later and get it, but for now I just got the Chit Chat Sweet Summer pack. And if you watched my last haul video, I broke out the same Chit Chat embellishment pack from the Hello collection, and so the pieces are similar, but there's so much in there. Obviously the phrases and the colors are a little bit different, but there is 92 pieces, and so it comes with a lot of speech bubbles and banner phrases and big beautiful I guess titles, I mean, for your page or just accents. But there are so many pieces, so there's a lot of big phrases, a lot of little speech bubbles, and then I think there are some hearts and flowers, which are nice to have to fill in and embellish your project. So there's quite a bit to use in here, and obviously this is summer related, so they say like it's summer, easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is my happy place, which is pretty universal. Let's see, here's another one of the flowers. So one of the projects I did last month, I had used a couple of these speech bubbles on other projects, but I took a piece of black cardstock and I used probably a good majority of these speech bubbles. on one layout. I posted that on Instagram and the blog for Butterfly Reflections Inc. I think it was my second design team project for May. But I used it on black cardstock because the colors were so bright and colorful, and we'll do the same thing for these, but you could use them all together and for a sort of typography type look, or just hold on to them and use one here and there as you are working on different things. So there is a lot in this package, so I am excited to use those. So again, there is another embellishment pack for this collection, and the 6x6 paper pad, which you could all see at the online store, Butterfly Reflections Inc. So I also received these items from Doodlebug Designs, their Fairy Tales collection, and anyone who follows me on Instagram knows that I just had a unicorn theme party for my daughter. She just turned 10, and I did a lot of the embellishment decorations myself using my silhouette. Came in handy. So obviously I will have quite a bit of pictures for that, and I'm sure that I won't use all of this up just with those pictures, but they are birthday themed. So you can see the stickers and the embellishment pack that I have some birthday images and happy birthday phrases. So there's 2 sheets of these, and so they're really cute. They've got the faces on the images like Doodlebug does often, and lots of little hearts and happy birthday. So this will work really great. The colors are perfect to go along with my pictures. And then the 6x6 paper pad, which I mentioned in my last haul video. I love their paper pads because they're double-sided. There are 24 sheets in here, and I know I've mentioned this several times, but 6x6 paper pads, the patterns are smaller. So if you're backing a cut file or you know, doing paper piercing or die cutting, a lot of the times if you have a larger pattern, you don't really get to see a lot of the pattern unless it's something like this. But if you have a piece of paper that has these type of images on it, you won't see a lot of it. It will be cut out. So I like the fact that they're double-sided. There's also a couple of sheets that have these cut aparts in them. Another example, I recently posted a project on the blog and on Instagram, and I did a process video where I did rolled flowers. It was a cut file from Paige Evans, and I did maybe about a dozen of them. I used the Hello collection. Well, when you roll those flowers, you see both sides of them. So if you use one-sided paper, pattern paper, it doesn't quite give you the same colorful effect. I mean, it certainly can be done, but also because the patterns are smaller, you can actually see, like, identify what the pattern is. So I really like the fact that their 6x6 paper pads are double-sided. There's a lot of really cute papers in this, although I do have to say that I have trouble using papers like this. Maybe I'd fussy cut some of these out, but or end up covering it up and matting my photo. But am I alone? Does anybody else have trouble with things like this? I've seen some cute things where people have hand stitched around them and added some other elements to make it a scene, like for a card, but I have trouble with things like that. So this is, I love this. So I also received the odds and ends package. This one has 84 die cuts in it, and I think a lot of the images are similar to the sticker sheet, but obviously larger, which is nice because I like to pop up a lot of these kind of things. And you can certainly put stickers on white cardstock and fussy cut them out, so you can pop them up on pop dots or things like that. But it's nice that these are larger and I don't have to cut them out. So there's a lot of really cute images, and again, birthday themed. Little unicorn has a hat on, so these will be perfect for my daughter's party pictures, ice cream and clouds. And even once those pictures are done, I will have a lot left over for other birthday pictures, or you know, just everyday kind of photos. So I think there's multiples of some of these images, which is great. So this one doesn't have a birthday hat on, so it doesn't have to be birthday themed, but I love that it does include some of these. But nice big birthday, happy birthday, celebrate, magical, which is appropriate for this. And then they have these cute little pieces like this. These pop out, so there's multiple uses. And then this also pops out, so there's a few of those. So this is going to be, here's another one, sweet. So these are going to be really fun to work with. They also have some banner type shapes, which is nice. And I love that the hearts that and some of the other images, there's another one, girl, are different sizes. So you don't receive, I like receiving a lot of the same images, especially when it comes to hearts or balloons or flowers, but I like that they provide different sizes. So again, there is more to this collection in the shop, so you can go head over there and check that out. So these are not new. I mean, they're semi-new. I don't know. What do you constitute as new? In the last month? But I didn't have them, so I got them. It'd be a nice addition to my stickers. These I'm really excited about. So this is not new either, but I have been eyeing this stencil for so long. It's a heart stencil, geometric sort of pattern to it. I'm really excited about that. I think I'm going to use this on my next project. Although I would also like to use these on my next project. This is from Reverse Confetti, and I don't know if I need to take it out of the package, but I will. They are dies, and it's banners, so there's holes so you can create banners. I like how these have a cutout in them, and then so you get additional heart, but then you'd also get this sort of peekaboo like look. You could back with something else, or so I'm thinking, you know, maybe with the birthday pictures, do banners. That will go really well with the Fairy Tales collection from Doodlebug. So then I also received the stamp and coordinating dies from W+9. These, I mean, if you've been living under a rock if you haven't seen layered stamps, but it is nice to see that there are so many to choose from. If you head over to the shop and just click on the stamps page, I mean, there are so many to choose from. Altenew has quite a few, W+9. I mean, there's several companies have quite a bit to choose from, but I like that these are smaller images. There's even a couple that you stamp inside. I am not a master at stamper. I am not a master stamper. I guess that would be okay to say. But I try, and I know these types of images are used a lot on cards, but they can be used on scrapbooking pages. I did a layout recently using Altenew's stamps and dies with flowers, and I created my own embellishments, and that was the main design element for my page. I mean, we love pre-made embellishments. I mean, every scrapbooker, I mean, any crafter loves pre-made embellishments. It makes things easy, and you get a lot in a pack, but stamps and dies last forever. And the fact that you can put these images together to create several different types of clusters, and you can use your own colors, you can layer them up, you can heat emboss them. These will make you your embellishments for years and years and years to come, whereas eventually this will, you know, you'll use that up and then we'll buy something else. But stamps and dies are a perfect way to create your own embellishment, so you definitely get your money's worth out of this type of thing. So head over to the shop. Again, just go to the stamps page and you will see so many different types of stamps and coordinating dies. So I have quite a bit of Distress Oxide inks. These I did not have in my stash. I've already used this one. Now I have regular Distress inks in these colors, but I wanted the oxide inks because if you've played with these, then you know they are different. They finish differently. I love the way that they look. They are my favorite. If I had to choose between these and the regular ones, I would pick the oxides. And it's a shame that they don't have the mini ones out yet, but because by the time those come around, I'll probably have all of them. So in the shop, there is a tab that says hashtag full set syndrome. I think I said that right. And she's got sets of several different products. And if you're not able to invest in purchasing a set or a bundle, which is at a great price, by the way, she still has them loose. You can buy a couple at a time, however many. If it's a budget thing, you know, get one or two and start with that and build from there. And that's what I've done. I mean, I've gotten a couple here and there, and I start with the colors that I know I'll use more often, and then I fill in from there. But these are so great to have. If you haven't used them or haven't purchased them, I definitely would encourage you to. They are worth it and so fun to play with. That other project I was mentioning that I used, the Altenew stamps and dies, that is what I colored them with. I just created a whole bunch of watercolor panels, or used watercolor paper, which you can also find in the shop, and put a bunch of ink down and splattered. And it took me quite a long time to just create those panels, but I had a great time doing it. It's a little therapeutic, and you just, you know, put on some music or a Netflix show and you just ink it up. And then once those panels were dry, I stamped and die cut them. So a lot of fun with these. So I also got the black crystal drops from Nuvo. I have several, let's see, I have 8 of these already, but I saw Jennifer McGuire use this quite a few times to add to her sentiments, which I think is a brilliant idea. And you could do that with any of your Nuvo drops. They don't have to be drops. I mean, you could put it over a flower, you could put it over a heart. It kind of makes your own enamel embellishment, which, yeah, we all love our enamel stickers. But this will essentially do the same thing. If you haven't used these, again, what rock have you been living under? At least you've heard of them. I mean, you had to have heard of them. And again, this is kind of like Distress Oxides. I didn't buy a bunch at one time. I've been collecting, just like we all do. That's like the other half to paper crafting, right? Is collecting. I like to say collecting and not hoarding, because hoarding makes me think I'm going to get on one of those shows at some point. So collecting is a better word. But to use this, if you were to die cut a sentiment or stamp a sentiment, you could put this or any of the colors over it. I have, let's see, here's some of the other ones that I have. This one is translucent, so it just gives a glossy finish, kind of like a glossy accents would do, but it's more of an enamel look. These will do the same thing. Just watch what you're putting on top of it. One, make sure it's dry, and two, you need to color coordinate, which is why I like the black, because if I have a black stamp sentiment or any embellishment, if I create my own embellishment with a heart or a star, I could put this over it and it's my own enamel sticker. So think outside the box. It doesn't have to just be enamel dots. This is kind of a simple thing, but it's a black glazed jelly roll pen, and I have white ones. I didn't have a black one, and I haven't tried to take the lid off yet. And since I've been doing a lot more projects lately on black cardstock, I use my white one, but then I was thinking it'd be nice to have a black one. Now I have lots of black pens. I use my Uniball, I use my Wink of Stella glitter ones, but it's nice to just have a black one. So even these kind of small things you can find in the shop. These are fairly new. I haven't had any yet, but I'm excited to use them. There's 2 in a pack, and I have other, let's see, I have other stencil brushes. Like these are the Clarity Stamp ones. These are nice if you want like sort of a soft, very light look. I haven't used these 2 because they're quite large, but I've used these quite a few times, and they're really nice for just sort of a wisp of color, if that makes sense. These come in a pack. They are more expensive than getting these, but remember you get 4 different sizes. These are also in the shop, and they have their own purpose, and they are great for that purpose. These obviously more of like a stipple type action. You could also, I've seen people raise this so they're a little bit tighter, but this seems so loose that I think you'd have to put like a piece of washi tape or something. But to use for stencils, the way that I've used these is I've dipped it in ink, and I've sort of gradually brought up ink, or sort of an ombre, but a very light gradual, so it doesn't pick up a lot of ink, and you don't get as much coverage. If you wanted a lot of coverage with these, you'd have to do a lot of building up. And I guess you could use these for a stencil too, but they're kind of large. And these, you can pick up the Distress Oxide ink, or you can use these with your Distress crowns. Now these are also in the shop. She has 2 sets. I don't recall which sets they were. These are just a few that I had close by, but I haven't played a lot with these yet, just because I'm so accustomed to the other things that I like to use. But Tim Holtz has a lot of tutorials for using these and these, but scribble this down. You can use these to pick up color and then put through a stencil. I'm sure that you could blend with these, but it's a little bit different than your ink blending tool. This by no means will replace my ink blending tool, but it certainly has a purpose, a different purpose than the ink blending tools and these. So that's that. And then lastly, I got myself some foil flakes. I actually referred to these as gilding flakes when I posted the haul picture online. I see she actually has them as foil flakes. I assume they're kind of the same thing. Add dazzling sparkle to custom projects. For best results, use with Marquee Love Glue. Now, all packaging is going to suggest that you use their own glue, but you don't have to. You can use them with double-sided tape. You could use it with stick-it sheets. You could use it with, let's see, the Quickie glue. Any glue pen that dries tacky will work with these. I am working on a project with these coming up, so I will share with you my process, but you can't just use any regular glue. It needs to dry tacky. So when you put this down, and this is great because it has a ballpoint pen, you can write or do really small images. These are fantastic. I don't believe these are in the shop, but Nuvo actually has a ballpoint pen. And actually there's 3 different sizes, which I'll be ordering very, very soon because I'd like to try those out. But you can stamp with those Nuvo glue pens and then use these or any gilding flakes. But I like the fact that these are rose gold. So I think Nuvo has a silver, a gold, and a copper, which are also on the shop. So you can check those out. But if you are going to attempt to use these, make sure you use a glue that is going to dry tacky. So when this goes down, it's blue, it dries clear, but it's still tacky, so you can put this on. The other thing that you can use them with And I had another package of these, and they were words, and I've used them all up. But anybody pick up these? They're rub-ons, but they're adhesive. Prima made them, and I think the online shop, Butterfly Reflections Ink, she does have some of these. I don't know if they're these specific ones. She had the words, which I've already used. Oops. But these work with this because you put it down, it's sticky. And so that's also a way that you could use them. Lastly, I got the embossing powder, rose gold, from Ranger. I know everybody's kind of on a rose gold kick, and I am too. I fell in line with that crowd. I haven't used it yet. I haven't even opened it yet. But coincidentally, Vanessa with Butterfly Reflections Ink did a shot on Instagram where she took several different rose gold embossing powders and tested them out on white and black cardstock. Now, I had already ordered this, but this actually looks more brown. So if you haven't seen that, go over to Butterfly Reflections Ink on Instagram and check out her post where she shows you the strip of white and black cardstock, and then I think there's 5 different embossing powders. So this one actually looks more brown, which is a little disappointing. I will still use it, but I was going for more of a rosy look. And it turns out that Avriel and Lawn Fawn both have ones which are very similar. And from what I understand, their ink pads are very similar. They are either made by the same people or they have the same formulation. So it's not surprising that their embossing powders are similar. So I'm actually going to order one of those because I really wanted more of a rosy gold and not brown. But anyway, that is it. I mean, nothing hugely spectacular. You might have seen some of these things already, but I mean, all the products are spectacular. I don't mean to make it sound like that, but just some odds and ends, no pun intended, because I think the embellishment pack's called odds and ends. But I just wanted to share all of these things. You can get all of this stuff in the shop at Butterfly Reflections Ink. Fantastic prices and unbelievably quick shipping. I know that buying in a store, there's instant gratification, but there's just not, a lot of people don't have that opportunity. So if you are looking for products and haven't been to her online store, definitely check it out. She's got a lot to choose from, and she's adding stuff almost daily. So head on over there. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will be back soon with another project using one or maybe a few of these things. So thanks so much. Enjoy your day.